Hi, my name is Nurul Jasmine. Today I will talk about this article that discuss about water resources issue that occur in Malaysia. Flooding events are one of the common natural disasters that always happen in this country. Flood is an overflowing of a large amount of water beyond its normal level, especially over what is normally dry land. The objective of this article are to know where the flooding events always occur. They also want to study on how and why these events always happen in our country, Malaysia. They also want to know in more detail the effects of these flooding events on all parties involved, including its impact on the economy. Last objective that discussed in the article is how to encounter this problem and find the solutions, especially for government to prevent this issue to happen in the coming future. The reasons why this natural disaster occurred has already been studied by conducting a questionnaire to the public to ask their thought and opinion the reasons why floods can occur. The results of the study show that there are 6 causes of flooding that had been pointed out by citizens. 28% of people believe that the reason behind this natural disaster to happen is due to the improper drainage system, while 20% of people think that the pollution is the reason, and 18% of people believe that management of urbanization is the cause. On the other hand, 16% say that management of environment is a factor, 11% said weather, and lastly, 7% of people choose dam break as a causative agent. Meanwhile, according to the more detailed and scientific study by the researchers, flood events occur by the cause of improper drainage system. 3 of 7 causes of urban flooding are related to drainage system problems. Furthermore, dam breaking is the reason of urban flooding as well. Another statement also has been confirmed that improper management of environment also one of the causative agents for flooding to happen. As a consequence, improper drainage system, dam breaking, and improper management of environment are the main factors of flood events with the support of 60%. The researchers also studied the effects of flooding events. The studies were validated by the researchers that there are 3 effects of flooding involved. More than 33% of people believe that water damage to houses, structures, and appliances are some of the effects from the disaster. About 35% believe that many people lost their income because of closing of business after disaster, while 17% said transport disruption. There are also the solutions on how to overcome this problem from occurring frequently. The results of the research shows that there are 4 suggestions of solutions that lead to the flood mitigation. 44% says remove the victims to the higher elevation place. 34% of interviewers says the modification of structures, while 17% says that people must involve in any emergency or flood. Lastly, 5% agree that none of these suggestions are good enough to reduce the flood events. It is because these people believe that flood events cannot be stopped, as this disaster is natural disaster and it will naturally happen in certain time. The certain section of the article, such as result and discussion, is really helpful for me to understand in more detail and to know better about what is going on during this research. The data that have been shown in table and bar chart also are really helpful and understandable for me. The information stated in introduction section has helped me to know in more detail about this issue due to its complete and straightforward explanation. At the abstract section itself also explained very accurate and clearly so that readers can understand well from the beginning what the article is all about. The information and collected data in introduction, materials and methods section indirectly make the readers aware that the flood problem in Malaysia is a very serious problem and should be taken into account by the government. It will also attract the readers' interest to continue following the information and get more knowledge about this natural disaster, and create a sense of responsibility to the readers to curb the problem of this natural disaster from continuing. There is also a weakness in this article that I found. In the material and method section, the author doesn't specifically indicate how the study was conducted. The author just focus on the results that the researchers get from the study and doesn't show how they can get those results. The results obtained from the studies are only from the public opinion and not from data obtained accurately and scientifically. The author also did not inform the readers about when the study was conducted and who conducted the study. This can make readers feel skeptical of the authenticity of the study and the results obtained in this research. This article also does not specifically state on how to overcome the problem from occurring in particular area. For example, Terengganu and Melaka have different factors of flooding and different approach must be taken, but unfortunately, this method is not explained in this article. In conclusion, this article basically tells the readers about the flood disaster that always occur in Malaysia. The results of this study show that public believe that the main cause of flood disasters is due to improper managed system, while the main effect is that it will result in damage to houses and appliances. Public also think that the most effective way to reduce the risk is to evacuate flood victims to safer areas. From this article also we can learn that we need to place limits in terms of building construction as well as other human activities that can most likely lead to a high risk for flood disasters to occur. The government can use the information and recommendations set out in this article to build a more efficient and structured strategy to curb this problem in the future.